Hello, my fellow subscribers. Today I have a tale for you that's almost as old as time itself. That tale is that of the rage bait. There's a quote somewhere that's, you probably heard a dozen and a billion times from now. Every press is good press. What does that mean? Is that whenever you talk about somebody or whenever you publish an article or discuss anybody in any way, whether that be good, that be positive towards this person, or whether that be negative towards this person, or whether that be something like ground news. By the way, I'm not sponsored by fucking ground news, don't worry. But whatever the line of hating or not hating somebody is, any form of that is good. So I think this is the reason why Trump got elected, is because he thought in this way. He thought in a way that would polarize a large amount of people. Not saying that this is good or bad. Enlightened centrist position right there. But he chose to say things that were, let's say, very politically divisive. Stuff that were going to get people riled up in the good way, in sense, okay, fucking finally, somebody out of this mass of people finally says something that I agree with. And then another group of people saying, I can't believe in the 21st century somebody would speak like this. You have that two group of people. And the people who, are against him fuel him. Because the more and more people watch, and the more and more people watch that this guy is such an asshole, and they're kind of displeased in the situation that they are currently, they will go to that person. If let's say you live in North Korea, and you hear such horrible and disgusting things about the United States, and you live in like shitty, miserable, like poopy poop, in horrible conditions, the more and more that the government tells you, okay, America sucks ass, they're even worse than they are here, the more and more that you would be like, okay, fine, I want to see what's on the other side. I want to see if it's good or not. You know what I mean? What does this have to do with the topic? The topic that we are going to discuss is that of rage bait. Rage bait is extremely, extremely effective. Especially, it maybe have not as been effective as it once was before, when we had these traditional news sources, when everything was highly regulated. People complain about YouTube not being being extremely regulated, but on the news, on TV, you needed to go through a fucking bandwidth of people. You need to go to so many people just to get something out there. And even then, if you said something wrong, or you said like a swear word, if you weren't like one of the top TV shows or the top movies or whatever the fuck was on TV, your shit was gonna get banned. Your shit was gonna get cut off. And the only real other thing you have is to go on some weird, obscure radio station, buy that equipment, and then fucking pray to God that your shit will get somebody will pick it up. And even that is like extremely rare, and it requires a lot of time. But here on YouTube, the way the game has changed here on YouTube, here on social media, here on TikTok, here on Twitter, here on Snapchat, I don't use much of them anymore, because that's kind of the whole point of my channel, is to make people stop fucking doom scrolling. But on these platforms, okay, can you refocus? This is what happens when your YouTuber has a webcam as a video thing, as a camera. I lost the word there. Anyway, so the way that the way that the algorithm works on any single platform is not viewed by how many likes this thing is. I think a lot of people thought when we were kids that stuff was getting boosted up because people liked it, because of the likes and positive comments. But no, it's much more of watch time is much more of, you know, likes do matter especially, but you know, it's a lot about the comments as well. It's a lot about what people are saying about the video, if this video is getting reposted, if this video is getting shared. And this could either be a shared because, like, you know, you saw a cool flip or you saw a cool animal and you want to share that with a homie, or it's because a take that you particularly disagree with, you know. Trans woman screams in male bathroom, a huge freak out, and then people will discuss in the comments, well, no, actually she's allowed to be in that bathroom, and then the other people say, no, she's not allowed, and then the enlightened centrist will be somewhere in the middle, profiting off of it somehow, some way, somehow. So what I really want to talk about is, I want to talk about Bonnie Blue. If you don't know who Bonnie Blue is, this is what she looks like. This is what she looks like. Still working out the quirks. This is what she looks like. She is a OnlyFans creator, or an ex-OnlyFans creator. She was so bad that she got kicked off of OnlyFans, and OnlyFans models are complaining that she is ruining the reputation of this website. She is ruining the credible values of the site known as OnlyFans. I mean, what has the world come to? That a person can get banned on OnlyFans. I mean, it's ridiculous. And we're going to go a little bit about what she does, but I do want to say a content warning. If you're like a child, if you're like, you know, if you're whatever, I really don't. I want you to get off of the video right now. And I want you to touch grass. I want you to go play with your friends. I want you to, you know, you could even play a little video game if you want. You know, do something else than be watching a guy talking about a OnlyFans creator. I really want you to, you know, go out there. You still have if you're a young kid, you got your life ahead of you. You don't need to deal with this nonsense. You don't need to deal with whatever I'm saying right now. So please, hopefully you're gone. So Bonnie Blue is a OnlyFans creator, and she had this amazing sort of David Blaine type project, a huge endeavor of where she was going to have this sort of a Mr. Beast challenge. I think she probably thought in her head that this could somehow get posted on YouTube. She had this 24-hour challenge of her with 2,000 participants. Now, she is in a glass box for 24 hours, so a full day. She is in a glass box, and 2,000 participants, male, can sort of join in the box or watch from afar, and everything is allowed. You know, like McDonald's, anybody can come how you want, come wherever you want. You can come in and you can do your thing. And I'm not really going to talk about the situation in particular. I'm going to talk about what is the cause of why people act like this. And I think it's a thing that is prevalent, that used to be prevalent before social media, but it's even more aggravated now. And that is the attention economy. Everything is driven on attention. Everything is derived on rage bait. I would argue that 95% of content out there is rage bait. I think that what I do is a little bit of rage bait. This sort of, if you look at my, my channel, I'm a little bit of a rage baiter. I'm a little bit of a guy, obviously not what fucking the levels of what Bonnie Blue does. By the way, I know that she is 26, but she looks like she's 40. And there's something, I know that she looks very attractive, but there's just something about the eyes. There's something like evil in those eyes. I don't really know how to explain it. Hopefully my editor has shown a pic. There's something evil about it. I don't think a lot of people are evil. I genuinely think that most human beings are good and genuine people, but you do have that 1%, you do have that 0.1% of people, those those, I'm not going to name names, but the people throughout history, that have some genuine like evil in their heart and that kind of knew what they were doing was evil. I don't think there's any like line, there's any something that she can really say except this is just art. This is like, what gals do. This is not what gals do, because even the OnlyFans creators who are like, on the level of horror, they're pretty down there. Even they are disgusted by this. 2000, this is like Red Room type shit. This is the shit that like fucking, if you ever played that game Resident Evil 7, there's like this little like 4chaner gooner in that game that he's like one of the bad guys. This is what a serial killer would watch. I mean, this is what a school shooter would watch. This is disgusting. This is horrible. I don't know how we've like how bad have we gone. Jeez. I think some people are evil. Hopefully she can be redeemed. Let's all pray that she can be redeemed. But let's just say it's probably not likely. Some people can change. A lot of people can change for the better. A lot of people have done much worse and have come back better people. But it should not be tolerated. This should not be accepted in society, which is good because she's getting banned. Even from these degenerate platforms, she's getting banned. But come on. So this is much more than her. I've played in a little bit of the rage bait criticizing her. But it's much more than this. It's much more deeper than this. It's much deeper, much deeper. It's how the algorithm is designed, or how at least the Western algorithm is designed, is that shit like this, horrible, depraved stuff, fucking images of Jeffrey Epstein, Kanye West, and Hitler like dancing together in this sort of TikTok style. I'm going to show you a couple of clips. It's humorous and everything like that. We can all have a good laugh. We can all understand. But at some point, when does the joke go too far? When does the shit like stop being a meme? I think you're allowed to say whatever you want, but I think that the person that is watching should have some personal responsibility and saying, no, this is fucked up, I shouldn't watch it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I think we should have the freedom to be able to watch these things, but we should know and we should educate people out there that this is not socially acceptable, this is weird, this is what weirdos do, this is what very strange and bizarre people watch. And we're sort of okay with it. I mean, we sort of make these horrible jokes like every single day. You go down the street and you hear a couple of quirked up white boys saying the N-word, at the top of their lungs. And I feel like, it's a thing that is problematic. I think it's problematic to partake in rage baiting. It's problematic to fucking, I don't know, like, it's just weird. It's not more than weird. It's like, this is what your attention is drawn to. And I think that there's something to, you're the most of whatever 5 friends you're an acquaintance with. I think it's the same thing in what you watch. You are the group of the 5 things that you watch, the 5 things that you spent your time on consuming. So if you start watching, it's funny for a little bit, it's funny for a laugh here and there. But if you start partaking and watching this rage bait stuff, when does it stop being a joke? When does the rage bait, start being not rage bait, but actual like pure rage? When does it stop being fucking funny? Is what I'm saying. When does the swatting stop being hilarious? You know what I mean? Like, this is, rethink what you consume. Pay very, very close attention to what you're spending time on. Is this stuff that is like entertaining, or is this stuff that will lead me down a dark road? Is this genuinely useful? Is this genuinely like good for my life? I think that's a question that you should ask. And I'm not here to tell you really who are the people that you should or should not watch. because that's not really, that's what I dislike about this sort of online culture, is that a lot of kids nowadays, you know, they're very productive and they're in the Gen Z, they're on the grind, you know what I mean? You know, beyond everything that the boomers will make fun of us for being. I think some of us are very lazy, but I think most of us are trying to build to something greater. A lot of people are, a lot of kids are, a lot of Gen Z are. They're kind of goated in that way. Like, a lot of people are knowing that this shit is a fucking scam and trying to build for something greater, you know, whatever that might be, which is, I think, is a genuinely, like, good thing, don't get me wrong. But a part of that comes with that, you know, the sort of Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, you know, type followers of that. I think it's good to be able to build and shit like that, but the thing comes from that is that you're unable to sort of think for yourself. You need Daddy Tate. You need somebody to give you who to watch, who to listen to. You can't really able to think for yourself. And I don't think that there's this book called The Way of the Samurai, the Hagakure, and it even said back then, which was like 1,000 years ago, I don't know exactly when the book was written, but it's something during that period, Japanese samurai time, that the men of today, there's no good man of today. There's no like man right now in today's day and age is a person that you should take all of their traits and apply them to yourself. There's no model that you should have. Meanwhile, there are like little pieces of good characteristics in a lot of men that have created great things. So, you know, if you're like, let's say your hero is like Jordan Peterson or something. Like, sure, Jordan Peterson, you know, there's some, you know, he doesn't, I watched the fucking latest debate on Jubilee and he's fucking struggling. Dude is fucking struggling. The internet, this is what fucking brain rot does to an 80-year-old, 60-year-old man, bro. He used to be fucking smart. He used to get it. Like, he was very confident in a way. Like, I don't remember if you remember that Kathy Newman interview. Like, he pulled off that shit so well. He was, like, charismatic. He knew how to fucking respond to confrontation. He wasn't, like, fucking hysterical all the time. You know. But now you sort of see him and he's attacking everybody. And I'm a Christian. And I didn't agree with the fuck he was saying. Like, can you fucking stand on ground, like, for a little bit? Like, I get it. It's cool the first time saying, okay, who's, like, do you believe in God? And he's like, what do you mean by God? Like, that's fun. That's funny, like, the first 5 times, okay? But can you stop fucking dragging it every single time? Just put on, at some point, you need to say what you believe in. You can't just be wish-washing, here one way, here the other way, I'll apply this to this person. Like, you need to be honest. Be honest. Even if you're wrong, like, even if, you know, you can change your mind after, that's fine. But, like, some moment, you gotta fucking stand on ground. Anyway, there's a lot of aspects that are liked with Jordan Peterson. He's very smart. He has a certain way with words. Even to now, he has a way of captivating an audience. I find generally very entertaining. He has a brain that's very questioning. He's very good in psychology, if you will. But there are other traits, like his social media addiction, like his other aspects of his life, that are not great to take. You know, sort of Shane Gillis. He's a very funny man. And if you want to be a comedian, maybe you should take elements of, like, Shane Gillis. If you don't know who Shane Gillis is, he's like an American comedian. You can take elements of that, but certain elements you shouldn't take. Same with, like, Joe Rogan. Like, you know, Joe Rogan is a great interviewer, great body, great mindset, but his comedy, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not a comedian whatsoever, but I didn't find it very funny. And I think the internet, you know, unfortunately I have to agree with the internet on this one. The thing that I dislike the most in the world is probably the internet, but I have to agree with them. I think that comedy isn't so good. So where do we come back this? The what you need to take from the rage bait at the end of the day is you need to look at everything that you watch in a different lens. It's not is this person, like, right or wrong? This is like, how is this affecting me, though? Like, how is this affecting me? how what I'm consuming is affecting me. And if it's bad, if it's a Bonnie Blue story, if it's a Donald Trump did this, if it's a Elon Musk did this, if it's a Gavin Newsom did this, oh bro, Bridget Macron is a man, immigrant, whatever the fuck, like whatever it is, you know, shitting on a country, not shitting on a country, praising a country. If it's some shit that is bad and you sense that there's like it tingles a little part in your body, just ignore it. You don't need that in your life. You don't need anger. You don't need more and more anger in your life. You already have enough stress with whatever shit you're dealing with your job, with your rent, with your mortgage if you're an adult, you know, if you're a much older adult. You know, you got shit that's pretty bad, I think, that's going on in your life. Even if in your good position, whatever position you are, even if you're a Saudi kid, he got his life set out for him, you know, the oil money and everything like that. Beyond that, you still have shit that you need to deal with. Everybody needs shit they need to deal with. You don't need this extra stress of solving this imaginary problem, solving this imaginary debate in your head. Like I used to, you know, I live in France. And when I was like in like high school, the French high school, I had these I was watching these like Charlie Kirk videos, and like I was like thinking, bro. Like, you know, like if anybody asks me this question, I'm gonna fucking destroy him with this one take. I'm gonna take this Charlie Kirk take and I'm gonna fucking destroy this leftist, bro. And then you get into like an altercation or you discuss, and like this leftist is like, oh, that's actually interesting, but like if you looked at it this way, and then like you have nothing to respond after that. You don't have any deeper reflection. You just memorize these like quotes, these little like intricacies. You don't understand the problem like really, and this shit doesn't really help you. When you get so enraged with what you watch that you forget that everybody's a human being at the end of the day, even if they're leftist, even if they're right, even if they're enlightened centrist, even if they're whatever, they're still a human being, and they're much more than politics. They're much more than what they say. They're much more than what they present to the world. Except for Bonnie Blue, I think we can argue that that shit is vile and should not be promoted in any way. No matter who you are, where you stand in the political spectrum, I think that shit is nasty and should not be shown to the world and should not be promoted. And I think we should stop talking about it. Just stop talking about it. That's, you know, that's the Morgan Freeman enlightened centrist position. If you want a problem to go away, you just stop talking about it. I think I agree with that partly. Not to the fullest, because I'm an enlightened centrist. Because when you're an enlightened centrist, you don't go all the way. You sort of have these soy cuck takes. You never follow an ideology to the fullest. It's less fun, but it's more secure. I like it that way. Beyond that, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully what you can take from this video, hopefully add a couple of laughs. But beyond that, hopefully you can take what I say and you can actually apply it. If some shit does not interest you, if you know you're going to get mad for something, just not interested, okay? There is a group of videos in the link in the description. There's a link to a bunch of videos that you could watch. None are from my channel, but they're all videos that you can watch instead of doom scrolling. If you ever like in that mood of doom scrolling and you don't really know what to watch, you're eating food, you're going to the gym, you're in whatever scenario that you need to watch YouTube, there's some videos down there that are, I think, genuinely like educational, and none of them are from YouTubers. They're either from old documentaries, they're either like audiobooks, old lectures, or like genuinely like useful guides. You know, there's a lot of good stuff down there, and I'm not gaining anything from it. It's just it's a genuine like thing. I'm literally not gaining anything from it. Like I know a lot of YouTubers are scammers and everything like that, and I agree, a lot of them are, but this is something in the comments down below that I'm not gaining. It's genuinely like a good thing for you. If you have a video that needs to be there, then just comment. I don't think I have my Instagram like pulled in yet, so I don't think I really want to either. But maybe one day. Maybe one day the Instagram to get the huzz. To get that's what the youngins say nowadays, the huzz. I'm a fucking youngins, but just go down, and you should be able to find a nice group of videos. Save the playlist for later. None of them are from mine videos. It's all good stuff. It's good stuff, okay? I'm doing this because I like it. I'm not doing this for the money yet. I haven't got my job yet. I haven't got a girlfriend yet. I haven't figured things out yet. I haven't got my life through yet. Meghan Markle, my biggest hero.